Hello, hello, hello. What is up, guys? It's your girl Taquaya. Okay, I am finally back with another video. It has been some time. Just been really busy with stuff, putting this video off when I shouldn't have. I had a birthday, 26th birthday pass. I had my first feature film, shooting last week, and I've just been pretty busy. So here we are today, and let's get into it. So today, I'm going to talk to you guys about character versus circumstance and how that kind of affects others, I guess. So it's funny, when I first started brainstorming this topic, or I had this topic written down, I saw a meme that highly had to do with what, I want to talk about. And it said, "You fell in love with my flowers, but not my roots. So when autumn came, you didn't know what to do." That was very powerful for me, because that has a lot to do with, what the point I'm trying to make here. A lot of people fall in love with the outside things, like the beauty that they see on the outside, or maybe something that you're doing that people fall in love with. But when those things go away, like when those flowers go away, those leaves fall off the tree, and it's just the branches and the roots there, they don't fuck with you no more. So at the end of the day, the point there is that when your leaves or your flowers fall off, will people still have love for you? Will they still be there for you? Will they still be as supportive? Will they still be your ride or die? Will they still be a person that say, "I'm so proud of you"? Or on the flip side, will they be those people when you get those flowers back, when those flowers grow back and those leaves grow back? Will they be those people that say, "I always knew you could do it," or "I always knew you, I've always been proud of you. I've always known that you can do this," or anything like? You gotta look out for that. This ties into character versus circumstance, because the leaves falling, the leaves being there, or the flowers being there, those are the circumstances. Those are the outward things that people see. Those are the situations that people are in currently. But when they're stripped away, the branches, the roots, those are people's character. That's who the person is inside. You got to be careful for the people that stick around just solely for your circumstances. And when it comes down to just who you truly are and what you are without all of that, that's what is important. So on the flip side, to put more focus on the actual person going through the character versus the circumstance, you just got to think about character outshining everything. So when you are, I don't want to say judging a person, but trying to determine if a person, I guess, is worthy enough, or just trying to determine if they're real, you got to look at their character and how they are in bad situations and in good situations. So say if they're down in a slump or something like that, you have to look at, okay, this person's down, they still have that go-getter drive. They're not giving up on life. They're not, sitting around doing nothing. You just got to look at, is that person still driven when they're down? And even are they driven when they're successful and they still have all their shit together? And that's when character really shines through. So Tyler Perry's movie Acrimony. The entire movie is not symbolic of what I'm trying to say here, but just the simple fact that basically what I got out of it for this video is, Taraji played the lead role, and she was with her guy, I think, since college or something like that. And he never really had his shit together, basically. But he always had this dream and this passion. I don't know what it was. It was some sort of, It was some sort of invention that he had he just, put all his faith in, and that he'd been working on. And I guess just the main point here is that he was they gave up on him in the beginning, her family. Taraji kind of stuck with him for a while. So what I'm trying to take from it is in relationships. So this has to do with relationships now, character versus circumstance. So in relationships, it's a little different. So the thing about him was, he didn't have shit when they were coming up in college. He always needed stuff from her. And then it turned out that in the end, he got this $1 million deal for his invention, or, it got sold. It blew up, and he was just getting paid out of nowhere. And he just got everything that he always dreamed of. But at that point, he wasn't with Taraji anymore, because for some valid reasons, she had given up on him. I use this to say, in terms of relationships, this can be very tricky, because a lot of times in relationships, there's a lot of unevenness. There's not, partners aren't always on the same page. Oftentimes, maybe there's one partner doing more than the other. Here's what's important though. If you're willingly choosing to stay with this person, you know, knowing the circumstances, knowing your role and knowing their role in the relationship, you're choosing to stay in the relationship. This is when like balance and compromise and picking up the slack is kind of important. But I'm gonna tell you why, because there's conditions to this, okay? So it's important to pick up the slack when you see that your partner's at a low and that they're making efforts to not be at that low. You know what I'm saying? Seeing genuine effort and knowing that they're trying and that they're progressing, that's very important when it comes to this. I'm not saying put all your faith in someone that you see is literally, you know, not doing something with their life, sitting on a couch, eating, sleeping, playing video games, you know, not doing anything, not having any sort of drive. So it's about still loving and still remaining true in a relationship, even when times are low or even when your partner is low. But the person that is at a low, you have to pay very close attention to their character. They have to have proven themselves character-wise for you to even consider, okay, you know, let me, you know, pick up this slack or anything like that. So in this situation, we know the person's circumstance is bad. So you're in a relationship, you know, your partner's at a low. We know their circumstance is bad. But again, we have to see, okay, is this a person who has goals, who has ambition? Even though they're low, they still show that same drive to get out of that slump the same way that they showed when they were at their high. We also have to look at, is this a person who, despite, you know, the flowers and the leaves, at the root and at the core of them, are they someone who fulfills you and feeds your soul? Are they somebody who, if y'all were rich or poor on the street, are they somebody who would still hold you down regardless, on a romantic level, on a mental level, on an intellectual level? Are they somebody who, no matter what, has always showed you love, has always been there for you, has always just been there for you ways that are not material, have been there for you ways that they just fulfill you? You know what I'm saying? These are important factors to keep in mind. So I'm saying make a compromise in your relationship when it comes to character versus circumstance. Don't let the circumstance cloud the character of a person, especially in relationships, guys. So in this case, we're talking about the person who is struggling and at their low, but they have strife. A person who's struggling but has strife, who has goals, who has a plan to get out of where they're getting. You got to look at that, guys. Character wins. This is the person who has hit one, many, or several road bumps, but they still know that they either have a purpose or they know what it is that they have to do and they're gonna do it. Nobody always has it all together. Slip-ups, road bumps, everything happen for everybody. So that's why in relationships, it's kind of important to, like I said, have that balance. Pick up that slack when your worthy partner, as we explained, you know, somebody who's worth this, whose character has proven them. It's important to pick up the slack when they're down, because you never know when the tables will flip. Maybe, you know, the next day things can change for both of y'all as a couple because that person, things have went the right way for them. You know, success came the next day, or even if it flipped. If it flipped and now you're the partner who's at your low, and now it's up to the other partner to hold you down. Things can change every day, guys. That's why if the person's worth it, this is somebody you love, this is somebody you chose to continue a relationship with regardless of the circumstances. If you're in it, you got to make those compromises. You got to pick up the slack. So going back to the overall picture, if all outward things were stripped away, money, talent, health, anything, if all those things were stripped away, all the outward things, would the inward things be enough? Will it be enough for people to still love you, to support you, to be there for you, to fuck with you? Would it be enough? And if not, you got to question those people in your lives. The same way they're questioning you, or the same way that they are, you know, the people have a right to question, you know, if people are at their low. You have to question those people who are only around when times are good, who only are happy or who only treat you nicely when things are going great for you. Because really, sis, bro, they only around for your leaves, for your circumstances. Don't have people around you who are around you and who support you and love you for your circumstances, okay? You got to find people who are there for you no matter what. Like, they fuck with you because of your roots, because of what's inside, because of what they see in you, because of your character, because they know that this person is something about them. It's like Beyonce said in Love Drought. If I wasn't B, would you still feel me? Like on my worst day. B said it, y'all. It's fucked up if, you know, somebody's only fucking with you when your clout is up, when you doing something, when you out here popping. You know what I mean? That's friends, you know, supporters. That's loved ones, families, everybody. All right, guys? Watch out for that. Character versus circumstance. So at the end of the day, what matters most is not circumstances and situations, but character and intentions. That's a big part to pay attention to. Because if a person has a beautiful, bright, positive character, they will win regardless. Because of the Almighty, because of the universe, because they have that spirit, they will win regardless. And if you choose to give up on them when times are low or their circumstances are bad and they don't got those flowers and leaves, that's your loss. Because they're going to win no matter what circumstance they have, because their character is golden. Just know that. So that's all I wanted to rap with you guys about today. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And please follow me on Instagram if you don't. Marie.Quay, Marie.Quay_ on Instagram. Marie Quay on Twitter. And yeah, thanks for tuning in with your girl again. I'll see y'all next time. Bye.